Hey everyone, it's Stephanie from Stephanie Reviews, and today I am bringing you something new, and it's something I like to call coffee with Conti. Now, am I drinking coffee? No, I am drinking green tea, but green tea with Conti sounds stupid. Not gonna lie, it sounds stupid. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get into my top 10 favorite movies, and a goal that I have is to make this video under 10 minutes, because I know my last video was 20 minutes. Not everyone has 20 minutes to spare, so 10 minutes, we're getting there. So without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to start with my numbers 10 through 2. They're all the same rank. Number 1 I will save for last, though, and I'm just going to talk with this pen in my hand. So Moulin Rouge. Moulin Rouge is such a guilty pleasure for me. It really is. It's just one of those movies I've seen so many times since I was a child, and even now to this day, I can keep rewatching it, and I can totally be content with it. And a lot of people didn't like it because just Baz Luhrmann is one of those directors where you either really love him or you really hate him. I am someone who really loves him. I like his style. I think he's very different, very out there. And so yeah, Moulin Rouge, and I really love the soundtrack of that. My favorite song is El Tango de Roxanne. Now the next movie is a Italian film called 8½, directed by Federico Fellini. Now, 8½, is not my first Fellini film. It is my second, but it's my favorite. My first was La Dolce Vita, but I can relate more to 8½, because of writer's block. I understand writer's block, and I kind of, so it's just much more relatable, and it's a concept that I grasp more than, or a concept that I'm just drawn into more than the concept of the Dolce Vita. 8½, is also my personal favorite Marcello Mastroianni film. Moving right along, my next favorite movie is Taxi Driver. I'm really big fan of Martin Scorsese. Can't wait for his new movie coming out this late December or early January. Remember the date, but Silence, that looks good. But anyway, we're going to talk about Taxi Driver. Acting, incredible. Directing, unique and different. I think it's honestly one of Scorsese's best directing. Just because that climactic scene at the end is incredible. And who can forget the infamous "You talking to me" scene? Because that is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Although I heard from a little birdie, aka the internet, that scene was actually ripped off from a movie called, it's a Marlon Brando movie called The Golden Eye? No. Scratch it. That's something, I know it's from a Marlon Brando movie where he's saying the similar thing in the mirror. Anyway, so Taxi Driver, great movie, and I love the soundtrack. Especially, that's the soundtrack I play whenever I'm driving at night. Coincidence? I think not. Next movie, Rocco and His Brothers. That is my favorite foreign film. And a lot of people prefer Fellini over Luchino Visconti. I am one of those people who's different, and I like Luchino Visconti a little bit more. I think if you compare 8½, to Rocco and His Brothers, Rocco and His Brothers is definitely more neo-realistic than 8½, and I personally am drawn to more neo-realistic, which is if you don't know, a specific style of it's like a specific Italian style of directing that is more, that tries to really play on realism and really tries to accentuate realism. So Rocco and His Brothers, plus, and I don't know if you noticed on my mug, Alain Delon from, this is from Le Samurai, not the actual cup, but the picture here, that's his Le Samurai. Rocco and I thought his acting, Alain Delon's acting in there was great, and that's my personal favorite acting of Alain Delon in there. Okay, so my next favorite movie is The Grand Budapest Hotel. Everyone who asks me, Steph, what's your favorite comedy? Grand Budapest Hotel. So many people get upset at me because they don't consider it a comedy. I do, because I love it. It is so funny to me, and I love the directing. I love, love, love the acting. And my favorite scene would have to be when Ralph Fiennes is hanging off the edge of that cliff, and William Dafoe is standing over him, and I'm not going to spoil the rest, but that scene is hilarious. My next favorite movie is Interstellar, simply because I think Interstellar is a great movie. and I love it to death, but the reason why it's in my top 10 was because it was the best movie theater experience I ever had. I cried for 3 hours straight. Not because, I mean, I did cry because of some sad scenes, but the majority reason why I cried was because it was filmed so beautifully. The special effects were so amazing, and just I cried throughout the entire movie just because I thought it was so beautiful. Next is Inglourious Basterds. That is my favorite Tarantino movie, and I just love the cast. I think the cast did such... Tarantino and his casting director, if Tarantino is the casting director, did such a great job giving the best actors. Like, there's no actor who could have done any better in their role. And it's just so fantastic, so great. And I would have to say from that movie, my favorite character is played by Eli Roth, the Bear Jew favorite. And now, another one of my favorites is the movie World on a Wire, which is a German film by Rainier Werner Fassbinder. Sorry if I'm talking a little fast. I see I'm at the 6-minute mark. So, World on a Wire. If you like or can tolerate watching subtitles / foreign films, but you also love The Matrix, watch World on the Wire. It's The Matrix times 30, and it's incredible. It's so unique, so out there, very different, and it's just really great. Long, and slow at times, but definitely great and worth it. And if you don't want to watch a long movie, I heard that the book that is called Simulacron 3, which you can get, I've heard is just as good as the movie. Now, I'm not going to get into, because this film has been in the spotlight for a little bit for some controversy. I am not going to get into the controversy at all. But I really like Last Tango in Paris. Not because of its directing. I think it's one of those movies where you can, as someone who wants to be a director, you look at what the director did, and you listen about what the director did, and you go, oh, don't do that. The reason why this is up here, it's the best acting I've ever seen. And of course, because these actors, Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider, they they put themselves in these characters. And these characters are more them than a character, which is a double-edged sword. And if you heard all the controversy about it and everything, you can understand why. But the reason why I like this is not because of all the weird stuff in the film. It's because of the acting. The acting is just so great, and especially my favorite scene, and probably the best acting scene I've ever seen, is in Last Tango in Paris, is the drunk waltz scene. I absolutely love that. I think it's so realistic, so playful, so fun, but the way it takes such a great turn, and I love the story. I really do love the story. But like I said, I understand about its controversy and stuff like that. Not even going to get into my thoughts about the controversy, but still, even with everything that's out there, I still consider it one of my favorites solely because of the acting. Now, my number one favorite film is John Carpenter's The Thing. Now, yes, I just took a very sharp left turn from all the other movies I mentioned, but John Carpenter's The Thing, I saw it when I was 12, and it really changed my life because I watched it and I was so amazed that a movie from the 80s could make me so scared still. Like, I always thought, like, oh, no, old movies can't be scary. I'm 12 years old saying this, and it did, and I ended up not sleeping that night, and I wanted to just keep watching it. That's the thing. I wasn't like, oh, I'm never going to see it again. I wanted to keep watching it, and the second time I did, I realized, I looked up, and I was like, you know what? I'd like to do that. I'd like to make movies. And so without that movie, I don't think I would be here. I don't think my Instagram page would be, my Stephanie Reviews page would be there. And it's just overall one of my favorites. And just something I will never get tired of. Something that I believe I consider it the film where if I made it, if I had any creative control over it, I would not change one single thing in this movie because it's that good. Now, I'm at the 10-minute mark. Yay, I made it. This was my third attempt making this video, by the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave any comments below you may have. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon. And please let me know if you like this whole Coffee with Conti thing. It was something new, something different, but I wanted to just try out. And hopefully I will be producing more content soon. I hope all of you guys have a great, because I'm posting this around the time during winter break. I hope you guys have a great winter break / holiday. And I hope all of you are doing well. And I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.